trajectory of Nifty, a storied index. When it came onto the scene first, it was that new age tech-savvy index, and it continues to be that, doesn't it?
Definitely, Krishna. Actually, the story of Nifty from 1999, 1995 in November, when it was launched at a base value of 1,000 to it jumping to 20,000 in a span of 27 years or so, is quite interesting. Now, Nifty 50, for those who are not very familiar, is a index of 50 blue chip companies in India which are highly liquid. Now, it is often considered a proxy for the Indian stock market's performance. The index was launched in 1995 of November at a base value of about 1,000 rupees. It took about 20, as I just said, 27 years. I have the exact numbers, Krishna.
Right.
27 years,
yes.
10 months and 8 days for the index to climb from 1,000 to 20,000. Now, the index has more than like for the first, from 1,000 to 10,000, it took about 10 years for the index to reach from 1,000 to 10,000 levels, and the next 10 to 20,000 journey we completed in just about 6 years. Now, if we look at back in 1995 November, the market capitalization of all Nifty 50 companies stood at just about, as you can see on the screen, 1.44 lakh crore rupees, and it has surged 98x in the last 27 years to about 141 lakh crore, marking a 18% compounded annual growth. So one of the a storied, definitely a story that we have been tracking. And also, if we look at the Nifty, now NSE rejigs the index twice a year, and as a result, the composition of index has changed significantly over the years. So back in 1995, financials were contributed to about 20% of the entire Nifty pack. Currently, it has a weightage of about 38%.
Right.
FMCG, which was about 19%. Back in 1995 November, currently constitutes about 9.8% of the Nifty pack. Metal and mining index dropped about 70% in its weightage in the Nifty pack, from 10.9% to 3.5%. IT stocks, which were largely absent from the index, are now responsible for about 12.7% run up in the Nifty index. So a lot of interest we are seeing across the board, and we have seen a rejig in the Nifty pack as a result, and many of these stocks have also contributed in the recent surge.
Right. Fascinating numbers over there. 27 years, 10 months and 8 days for Nifty to climb Mount 20K. Fascinating number crunching there, Suyash. Nifty reaching the 10,000 mark on the 26th of July 2017 after more than 21 years. Just in 2017, and then it took almost another 6 years, 1 month and 16 days to reach the 20,000 mark on the Nifty. A fascinating achievement. And to talk more, we have my colleague Kartik Malhotra joining us here in the studio. Thank you, Kartik, for taking time out to be with us. And of course, we also have Kartik and Suyash, a very special guest, joining us now live on the broadcast, and that is Mr. Vijay Kedia. Pleasure and a joy having you here on the show, especially because of the occasion. You are here for Nifty scaling the 20,000 peak. Celebratory mood as far as the India stock markets are concerned, and what a journey it's been for a new index. I mean, we talk about sensex, we talk about the greatness of the Indian stock markets, we always talk about the ancientness of sensex. Whereas Nifty is concerned, we talk about how new and how tech savvy it is. It's the opposite, isn't it?
Of course, I think the 20,000 is just a number, it's just a journey, and miles to go. And like Mr. Maheshwari has said that, informed that first 10,000 came in 10 years, and second 10,000 came in 6 years. I believe the next 10,000 should come in lesser than 6 years, so maybe anywhere between 5 and 6 years.
Actually, Mr. Maheshwari is wondering if you have written a song on the occasion or not. That's what we were wondering, Mr. Kedia.
Mr. Kedia, we've been tracking your social media, your YouTube channel all of yesterday when Nifty first hit 20,000, hoping for a Kedia version, a Vijay Kedia version of Nifty at 20K emerging. But that hasn't happened. Do you have something for us, for our viewers?
No, I had written a song in anticipation of 20,000 a week back or so that you must have heard on YouTube and on my Twitter. So that I had written a week back.
Okay. Let's hear it again.
Let's hear it again, sir, then. It's about time you hear it again.
Yeah, I will recite two lines. Like it
Yes.
was like it was something like this: कि सोच कर समझ कर invest कर और rumor पे टिप्पे न time waste कर knowledge और patience का business है ये अनुभव से सीख और best कर. So this is what this
Wow.
Lovely,
formula
Wow,
was
lovely,
like.
wow.
lovely. Just what we wanted,
Yeah.
and we've got it live right here from Vijay Kedia. But Vijay, I think in the same breath, it's important to discuss this entire global sentiment, which seems to be so bullish on India right now. Any report you read, bullish on India, bearish on China, overweight on India, underweight on China. Talk to us about this global sentiment that you're seeing, which is so bullish on India, especially also in the light of what we've seen at G20 right now.
Yes, of course, everybody is now talking about India. India is the what you can call the hot topic everywhere. Not only economists, but diplomats and politicians and fund managers and everybody are gung ho and bullish on India. But remember one thing that India story, which that is different than what is happening in the stock market, because stock market might have anticipated this thing for last 1 year. That is why if you will see that entire world market was not, India was outperforming the entire world market, maybe because of this anticipation. So what I would like to say that that story is going to play out in next decade. Okay, it is not going to play out in just 1 month or 2 months or 1 year. It's every year it will be progressing. But stock market, people get carried away. So at this juncture, I would say that people have to be very cautious, and they shouldn't get excited, and because after all, it's a game of it's a business. If you will treat it as a gambling, then there is a code of mind that market will reward you as per your perception. If you will treat the market as a gambling, then it will prove a gamble for you. So if you will treat it as a business, as I had said, I mentioned in my this poem, in my song also, कि knowledge or patience का business है ये. If you treat it as a business, then it's a ongoing thing. It will happen, day by day, month by month, or year on year basis.
Mr. Kedia, I have to ask you, we've seen the journey to 20,000. Now the journey for the next 20,000, Nifty at 40,000. Which are the sectors which are going to take Nifty to 40,000, and which are the specific stocks which are going to take Nifty to 40,000 next?
Stocks, I don't know which stocks are going to take it to 40,000, and plus it's a long way. And regarding sector also, I would say that whatever sector, this sector churn keeps on happening every 5 years or maybe every 10 years. So currently at this juncture, as on today, the sectors which I like are, of course, capital goods and infrastructure. I think there is a infrastructure new sunrise industry, and this should also do well. And of course, 38% market share, as Mr. Maheshwari just now showed that video. 38%. 38% share is from the financial services, financial companies and all. So, of course, without finance, you cannot think about all this infrastructure story playing out. And I think new theme is like electric mobility. Besides this, there would be many sectors which are going to participate in a journey from 20,000 to 30,000. Just one or two or three sectors cannot take the index to 20 to 30. So I think all the sectors should join and participate. Maybe some will participate in a bigger way, some way in a medium way or something like this. But it will keep on happening.
Mr. Kedia, we often talk about these milestones, 10K, 20K, 30K, then 40K. Now, from a short-term perspective, the short-term destination for Nifty, can we expect Nifty at 25,000 by the end of the year?
Wow, that's...
No, I don't think so. By the end of the year in 3 months. No, impossible. As on today, in my limited knowledge, it seems impossible.
End of the financial year, sir?
yeah, I was about to say that. End of the financial
Another
year?
3 months, end of the financial year?
No, I don't know. It is difficult to say. Let me tell you, it will just be a guesswork. Financial net 20% next. I don't know. Next year is the election year. It depends what is the outcome of the election. I think this market, before this election and before budget, maybe this rally will fizzle out. This is what I believe. I don't have any data to say that. It's just a fluke. Maybe this rally or this euphoria, or you can call this excitement, should last till Diwali, and after that it should then budget will be around the corner, election will be around the corner. The market would be cautious next year in the first half next year.
Markets will be cautious in the first half of next year. Okay, next year we're still pushing the boundary too much. We still have a year to complete before we get to next year. Tell us about where do you see Nifty by the end of calendar year 2023, and more importantly, what kind of strategies do people looking at the Nifty, be it those investing in index funds or investing in index stocks? How should they approach the Nifty for the rest of the year?
I think by this end of the year, by December 2023, Nifty should be somewhere around 5 to 7% up, I think. I don't know, end of the year, it will touch and it will come back or no, I don't know about it, but maybe say 5%, 5% or 7% from here, that should be the target for the Nifty. And what was your second question?
I'm just asking, if for those, entering the markets be it in the form of index stocks or index funds, how should they treat the Nifty as an item on their portfolio? What should be the outlook?
I would advise that the investors which have not entered this market so far, I think it is very dangerous for them to get into the market at this juncture after 20,000. If they're coming into the market and investing directly in the market, so they are into trouble. I think if anybody wants to take position, they should come with mutual fund. If you have not invested so far in the market, that says that you are a new investor and you are a new investor. So now just looking at the excitement in the market, now you are coming to invest at this juncture. So it is better that you invest through mutual fund and don't get excited when there is excitement in the air.
All right. A lot of analysts globally also, try to look, Mr. Kedia, for this Goldilocks situation where the markets are neither too hot nor too cold to enter. Do you think at this stage the Indian markets are a little overheated? We've seen the kind of correction that we saw in the mid cap and small caps today. But overall, do you feel at 20,000 levels, even the large caps are a little overheated at the moment?
Of course, they are not large cap, may not be overheated, but there are mid caps and small caps are overheated, no doubt about it. You see the stocks have gone up 50%, 60% in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. So that is a cause of worry. And of course, this will not last forever. So ultimately, they will have to react. But when we are talking about mid cap and small cap, that means we are talking about 5,000 shares. So that's a long list. So it's not that all the entire mid cap and 5,000 shares must have become overbought or euphoric. I'm not saying that. But I would advise people that out of 5,000 shares, or maybe 90% of the shares are like Bangar cap. So better don't trade in those shares. They come to the party when they come to show up when there is a party in the market, and they vanish when the party is over. So one has to be very careful investing at this juncture.
And on the macro global environment, Mr. Kedia, before we let you go, how likely is it, you mentioned party, for the India party to actually get hampered by what is happening in the world around us? I mean, we'll look at US inflation data coming out tomorrow. We will look at the outcome of the FOMC meeting next week. Any sort of further tightening in the US, any shockers on inflation unaccounted for perhaps in the US that could spoil the party back home as well?
I don't think so, because that is all has been digested by this market. Now recession figure or inflation figure or interest rate and all that already been taken in the account. I am not saying that those things are not going to affect the market in my limited knowledge. I don't think this party is over. What I'm saying that maybe in some of the sectors, in some of the pocket, market has become euphoric. I'm not saying that entire market has become euphoric. 20,000 is not a big deal. But you will find many mid-cap and small-cap shares which has gone up by 5 times and 10 times. So you are saying that in 6 years, index has gone up from 10,000 to 20,000, just doubled in 6 years. But there are many stocks which has gone up 4 times and 5 times in last 6 months. So I am just cautioning to trade or to invest in those shares. And any new investor, small investors, do not have that kind of intelligence to figure it out that where the froth is and where the real value lies. So for them, I am saying that you should be cautious and you should invest through through mutual fund. And if you have not invested in this market, then do not invest directly. This is what a message to them.
क्योंकि म्यूचुअल फंड सही है. Is the word coming in from Mr. Vijay Kedia on the momentous occasion of Nifty scaling the 20,000 peak. Mr. Vijay Kedia, pleasure and a joy having you, and hope to keep having you here on Business First. But for now, thank you so much for sharing so much of your stock market wisdom on this show this afternoon. Thank you so much.